Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another Doctor Who reaction. This time to Season 2, Episode 8, I think. Whatever, the finale, basically, of Doctor Who. And unfortunately, I have been spoiled on the crazy thing that happens at the end of this episode. I saw a YouTube thumbnail, I guess spoilers in case you haven't seen the episode yet, but it showed me that the Doctor is regenerating at the end of this episode, and who he regenerates into, so unfortunately I've been spoiled on that, but anyway, let's just react to the episode. The Reality War. Are we gonna break the fourth wall? Is that finally what's gonna happen? Who is this? Oh, it's her from the Christmas episode. I am so happy she's back. She was so great in that episode. My goodness. Why is that exciting? This is interesting. I was not expecting this.
Somebody else is pleased to see you too.
Huh? What does that mean? Oh, she's pregnant? Didn't even notice. Whoa. Why are we doing this? I mean, this is somewhat interesting. Like, this would be cool if there were hints at this, like, throughout the episodes, but... God, the design's so cool. I don't know much about Classic Who. Could the Doctor be Omega? Is that, like, what we're going for? What's about to happen? Oh, he's gonna save Belinda. I love the outfit, by the way. The Doctor's outfit. It's sick.
I'm in the hotel industry.
Neat. I need you to stay there and keep that door open. Keep the real
Poor Anita, my goodness.
Feeding off the atoms. Now,
Have they done anything?
one more thing.
I feel like they just walk around. This is interesting.
To behave, Ruby.
They have one in
You
Ruby?
can't go slandering con.
Jesus Christ. It's dangerous. That bike was the same color as the bins.
Do you mean an actual daughter? That's amazing.
I love it. I love all the interactions. It's so cute.
A housewife.
To life and a child of our own.
Feels like Poppy knows more than
Teleport incoming.
what the Doctor does even.
I never thought about you once. You thought of me every night. Made a biological sidestep. Survived the cunning.
How
Wow.
did you get to Earth?
Find a stupid blonde Earth girl and there you are.
Excuse me?
I was so fiercely I bowed to the mistress, but it took a
But
lot of
why?
planning, Spike. Look at that police box. And pinning it all down to May the 24th. But I was brilliant.
Why did you talk to us, the audience?
Work as a gene bank.
To bring back the Time Lords?
I can resurrect the Time Lords. And we're sterile.
We are infertile.
Hmm.
Species thing, I mean, she's Time Lord DNA.
Well, yes.
What about River? River was like half Time Lord, right? Well, not half,
The
but like
mother
mutated.
without me. The child is contaminated.
Well, so is the Doctor, right? Isn't he half human?
She would cease to exist. She would vanish. Like a whisper.
But there's a real Poppy out there. I'm so confused. That Sonic's pretty cool. It was like purple.
Yes, it's ready. What is that?
What are they casing in there?
We'll have to put Poppy
It's like a void ship from Doomsday, right? Jesus. Spider-Man 2, my goodness.
Belinda, it's all for this. So that Poppy can live.
It's a strange storyline. It feels like it comes out of nowhere a little bit. Jesus. They need that weapon they used against the Sycorax.
As long as you don't press the yellow button.
Oh my goodness. Wait, is this like what Martha used in Journey's End, was it? I don't think they're damaging this thing.
Really?
Ruby, activate the Indigo device.
Indigo, it was called Indigo, wasn't it? The Martha thing. Project Indigo. Whoa. What a contrast. Quick! Ruby, do it!
Don't you want to see him? The Almighty One? Don't you?
I'm sure he does, a little bit. What's he gonna look like?
As we find out.
I'm so curious. Will it be a subversion? Is it gonna be a child? Is Poppy Omega? Is Rogue Omega? Was Rogue sent to Omega? Whoa. Creepy.
Summon you.
What are they gonna look like? Man, woman, child, adult? Monster? Whoa. Some guardian beast? Or is that Omega himself? Jesus. Jesus Christ. Vindicator?
Only I had a weapon.
Oh, behind him? Oh my goodness.
I wish you to be happy.
Aww. That's nice. Now what does Ruby do with the power? What does she want?
End the wish.
Oh, just end the wish. That baby is dangerous. What are you gonna do about it? Who do you give the baby to? Who do you trust?
Poppy.
This has gone awfully well. Will Omega be in there? That'll be a subversion. No, Belinda. And Poppy. Until they step out? Everything's so happy, I feel uneasy. Especially because I know the Doctor regenerates at the end of this episode. He's not gonna bi-generate again, right? Wouldn't that be something if the Doctor just keeps bi-generating every time?
Isn't it funny? I used to say take me home.
What is Ruby?
And now you.
It's Poppy.
Oh wow. And they'll never know.
What do you mean?
Oh man.
Daughter, the two of you together.
Oh, I like this.
Your memory got a little bit scrambled.
Why would the Doctor say that? He wouldn't be so dismissive of like a companion's feelings. Oh, unless he winks, he does remember. He's like masking the sadness.
7 miles east. And the colour teal is a bit more blue.
It's a little concerning.
Yeah, I told you there was no one called Poppy.
Kate, do you remember?
The Doctor must be pretending. Why is he being so dismissive?
Not to be rude, but it's kind of offensive to say I've got a daughter I don't remember.
What is going on here? These are...
Poppy's your daughter, Wish World, wasn't her? And I'm right now.
You're in
Laura
another
wasn't
Wish
so
World?
nice.
We're missing one person.
Yeah, where's Rose?
Let's be honest. I was the best.
True.
Okay, let's say best male. But don't tell
Whoa.
others.
Okay.
What?
I was not expecting this.
How?
Popped out, like popped out of my timeline because there's a great big time schism on its way.
Oh, I love this.
By-
This is so cool. Oh my goodness.
My generation.
No chance of what?
No, I never.
Go with that loosely smile.
I never knew how much I liked Jodie Whittaker's performance until this moment.
I love you, Doctor.
Oh. Special effects have come so far in season 1. Oh my god, he broke the TV! We finally gonna address the fourth wall breaking? Where is he? Is he on the set of the BBC studio? That's the only thing I would be happy with here. Okay.
Poppy.
Oh, is it the same Poppy? Who is it gonna be?
With May, remember? I
Why
kept
did the
telling you every time we
world
landed
explode in that first episode?
Together and, well, Poppy was born.
How does this relate to when she was in
We're
that
not
one
together
episode,
anymore, we both
Boom
live
or whatever,
differently,
last season?
but he's a lovely...
How does Susan tie into all this?
I'm never alone with you.
Oh. Oh, with Joy? Oh, I'm really gonna miss him as the Doctor, my
That's
goodness.
exactly the word.
I really, really liked him. Whoa, cool. Crazy. Oh my god, she sees us. What a wild, I wish I wasn't spoiled on that, but holy, what a wild, introducing Billy Piper. Holy. What does that even mean? Why did it happen? Okay, so that was an interesting episode. I wrote some notes, like I finished the episode, the reaction, and I just wrote some notes because there's quite a little bit I want to talk about. To start off, I just want to talk a little bit about the good stuff. Because I think generally this was not, it was a mixed episode, okay? There's like some good stuff, a lot of confusing or like, I'm curious why they made these decisions kind of stuff. But yeah, just to start with the good stuff, I do like that the episode didn't just abandon the Wish World kind of aspect of that was set up a lot last episode. I was a bit worried at the end of last episode that we're setting up this cool world with all these rules and all these characters and things like that. And we were just going to abandon it and be like, start a new just hunt for like Omega or something. But no, we kind of kept the elements of that world and kind of tied it in a little bit, and slowly over time the world unraveled and we got like the new current present world or whatever. So I like that. That was pretty good. Again, we got all the characters interacting a bunch. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed it last time. I enjoyed it again here. That was good. I loved the interaction of the, I don't even know what the current number of the Doctor is, the 15th Doctor, whatever, Shruti's Doctor, with the 13th Doctor. That was really good. yeah, I guess I talked about it in the reaction bit. I haven't seen all of Jodie's seasons. I've seen 2 of them, I think, or like 1.5 of them. But I never truly appreciated her as the Doctor that much. Like she was fine. I never really stood out as anything special like Peter Capaldi or Matt Smith or David Tennant or everyone, all of them basically. But seeing her interact with this current Doctor, I was like, man, I feel it. She feels like a Doctor here. It feels like an interaction the Doctor would have with himself, and I liked it. It was cool. And the last like positive thing I guess to say is that generally it was an engaging episode. I never got bored. I never was like, oh, this is like, because the actual runtime is like pretty long. It's like an hour and 10 minutes almost, which is pretty atypical for a Doctor Who episode. And I wasn't ever bored throughout it, so that's, I guess, another positive thing. Now, I think pretty much everything else is probably pretty negative. Just to start off with the Rani and Mrs. Flood. I think now that I assume the majority, if not all of the Rani storyline, maybe we'll get more Mrs. Flood stuff, but now that it's like the bulk of it is like wrapped up, I guess, I can confidently say that it didn't land for me, pretty much at all. It didn't do anything interesting to me. It just felt like another version of the Master, I guess. Like if you had just told me this was the Master, I'd be like, oh yeah, it's like kind of cool. But yeah, it was like, I don't know, it was kind of boring. Nothing really interesting happened. There was like a minor interaction with Melanie, but I don't have the context from like Classic Who to like get invested in that. But so I don't know. It was just like it felt like a character that was set up for a long time with Mrs. Flood, like a season ago, like the beginning of the Christmas special last time, that didn't really go anywhere satisfying. So that was quite disappointing. And then I guess the other element is that I had been constantly hoping for some kind of addressing or like some cool resolution, even if it's a small one, to the breaking the fourth wall stuff by Mrs. Flood. It's just so cool when you go back and see the church on Ruby Road, and she's like, haven't you ever seen a TARDIS before? And she's like looking at us, and it's like, this is like, it's crazy. Because the Doctor Who's never explicitly broken the fourth wall like that. And I feel like that just completely, unless I missed something, it got completely dropped after the By Generation by Mrs. Flood. And now in retrospect, it kind of paints all of those scenes with her like in a completely like negative light. Like there's just no satisfying resolution of that. Like now when I go watch on the church on Ruby Road and I see like Mrs. Flood there, I'm like, oh, she's like just looking at the camera because why? I don't quite know. And it's like a bit weird and never gets a resolution. Yeah, like the scene at the end of last season where she's on the roof and being like, his story ends in absolute terror. What was she talking about? Why was she looking at the camera? It's so like it was such a good setup for no payoff. Yeah, baffling decision. Then I guess we can talk about Omega. Omega, there was one element to him that I liked, or it. I don't know if it's a he or him, whatever, or he or her, but there's one element to it that I liked, which is that it took like a mythical form because people thought it was like mythical or whatever. And in the world of like myths or whatever, he can take on some legendary form or something. I thought that was cool, okay? But Omega himself was like very easily defeated and had basically that, which would be fine if he had any like substantial interaction with the Doctor, but it did feel like the interaction with the Doctor had basically no substance to it. It felt like an empty scene. I'm like, oh, this is like Omega. It's like an important Time Lord. The Doctor doesn't have any like questions or like, I mean, he had one question of like, what do you want or whatever, but it felt like you could do so much more. Like, I feel like the Doctor is curious. The Doctor is kind of sometimes a bit amoral. He could have like, I feel like you just could have more interesting interactions. It's just very forgettable is I guess the like way to phrase this. Like, I don't think I'm going to be looking back fondly on Omega in like 3 seasons from now. Like, oh yes, that was a cool scene, wasn't it? Where the Doctor interacted with the first Time Lord. Yeah, baffling. Another baffling decision. Then there's the Poppy storyline. Firstly, it's and again related to Belinda. It's strange that like there's another version of Poppy out there in the universe, and there's another version of Belinda out there in the universe with the space babies for Poppy, and then the episode that Stephen Moffat wrote last episode with the same actor for Belinda playing another character there. Like what that just never addressed, I guess. Strange. But that's just like a surface level. Like, who really cares about that? The bigger issue with this entire storyline is that you could do a storyline like this where the Doctor or Belinda, whoever, like either him or the companion, has like a daughter or a son or whatever, like a child that is created from some fantasy world. And oops, sorry, my alarm just went off. And the Doctor is like, and both of them like believe it to be true, and it doesn't make any difference if it's from a fantasy world or reality because you think they are your daughter, and that's like a big thing, and you can have emotional moments, and maybe you could have the exact same story where the daughter gets taken away and the Doctor like moves heaven and earth to like bring the daughter back. You could have all that happen, But in order for it to be like satisfying, you have to be emotionally invested in this like daughter character. You can't just like introduce her last episode in a fantasy world where we don't quite know whether to buy that this is like an actual child or if it's like some weird creation of like nothingness, and there's like we don't quite know what's happening last episode, so we don't get invested in her, and there's no like emotional moments to like look back on and like, oh, remember when Poppy and the doctor had this cute scene, and like, oh, she's gone, we're gonna miss stuff like that, or remember when Belinda like had this cool moment with Poppy. There's like none of that. So when they're talking about, oh my god, Poppy's gone, and when Ruby's like freaking out about how Poppy's gone, I'm like, why should I care? Like, I mean, you can tell me that I should care because like, oh, this is like the doctor and Belinda used, like, it was their like child in their reality, but I personally, as an audience member, I don't have any moments to look back on fondly and be like, oh, I miss Poppy. Like, we need to bring Poppy back. I don't feel any of the investment. It's just baffling. What a strange decision for a story. And then this leads to the final baffling moment of this episode, which is the doctor regenerates. Now, of course, we've had doctors that have existed for fewer seasons. You know, we've had Christopher Eccleston, the Ninth Doctor. He was only there for one season, but obviously that was because of a big meta kind of in the actual in the actual like business side. I think he had a big split with Russell T Davies, right? Still on bad terms to this day, as far as I understand. Now, I don't know anything about behind the scenes, so I have to assume that probably is the case here, right? I guess I can look into it afterwards, but I feel like I just got introduced to Shruti like last year, and now this year he's gone, and I'm like, I feel like I didn't get enough of him. Now, don't get me wrong. I loved him as a doctor. I think he is absolutely fantastic. Basically, every time he got the shine, I was like, man, he's really good. I loved him immediately. I loved him at the end. His final scene was great. But I'm going to miss him greatly. And it's strange to me. I just hope it's not like what I'm hoping is it's not because like Doctor Who is becoming less popular or something, and they're like, oh, we got to change it up. We got to bring back a famous actor, not famous actor, but famous character in Billy Piper or Rose, which is kind of crazy also. I hope it's not that, because I think he's really good. And but it's like, I guess it's just tragic that he's leaving, and very quickly in my mind. And I just wonder why. But beyond that, just as a meta thing of like he's leaving. I didn't get to, like, the scene was good. I liked his performance in it in the final scene, but I didn't get too emotionally invested, like, whatsoever. Like, I can think back to like Christopher Eccleston, didn't really get that emotionally invested, but I'd only seen like a season of Doctor Who, right? David Tennant, I was really sad when he left, you know, I don't want to go, and I'm like, oh, I'm invested. Matt Smith, oh my goodness, maybe my favorite regeneration scene, you know? Love it. Very emotionally invested, you know? Not one day, or not one line of this, I swear. I will always remember when the Doctor is me. Whatever, he gets a cool speech, I like it. Peter Capaldi, I left him too. I got really emotional. He was more positive on like the disappearing. He wasn't sad. He was like giving the Doctor a new message or whatever. Like remember this, never be cool, never be cowardly, whatever. I was really invested in that too. Jodie Whittaker, I think is probably the first one where I wasn't invested, but it's not my fault, okay? I mean, it is my fault, sorry. It's not the show's fault, because I didn't watch all of her seasons. So I was like, okay, whatever, it's fine. She regenerates, turns into David Tennant. Crazy. Oh my goodness, what a moment. This one is very similar to that one, where I'm like, oh, he doesn't really like have a speech or anything. The performance is fine, but there's not much else to latch onto. It feels like he's leaving really suddenly. And then he like turns into Billy Piper, and I'm like, interesting. So I don't know. That scene didn't really quite land for me either, but I liked him in it. And then finally, I guess, just to end somewhat positively. And I just finished the episode. I haven't looked into it at all. So I don't know if like Billy Piper is going to be like a one episode thing, like a special thing with like David Tennant, or if she actually legitimately is like the next Doctor for like the next however many seasons. But I'm excited. It's not like I'm against this or anything. Like, I imagine a lot of people are going to be against this because it's like, oh, the show is like, it's going back to the old classics, and it's like we live in a world of remakes, and we're just trying to bring back the glory days of Doctor Who by bringing back an old actor and blah blah blah, whatever. I don't really care about any of that. Billy Piper's interesting. I haven't followed her career at all since Doctor Who. She was great in Doctor Who. I think it's going to be interesting to have her as like the Doctor. I'm not fundamentally opposed to it. I'm excited to see it. But it is definitely weird, like meta-wise, why you would make that decision. But yeah, I'm excited, you know. This hasn't turned me off Doctor Who or anything like that. I'm still excited for the future quite a bit. And I guess just to think about it, I didn't write any notes on this at all, but thinking about this season, this is one of the weirdest seasons, probably the weirdest season of Doctor Who I've watched. It was an unbelievable step down in quality from last season. I loved last season. I would give it like a 4 or a 5 out of 5. It's really, really good. So many episodes that I love from it. This season was a very big mix of like The Well was really good. The one with Conrad was like pretty good. The Interstellar Song Contest, that was really good. But outside of that, the rest of them were like high, very low lows and like pretty average like rest of the episode. Yeah. And the overarching mystery was not satisfying whatsoever. But yeah, that's it for Doctor Who. I guess I'll see you next season and hopefully it'll be better. But yeah, see you next time.